Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Disky. Welcome back to everything about your football, local Itiski Bafetu. We're back again with another exciting episode. The weekend is upon us. We have some exciting games that we want to be able to look at this week. The last two games, the Premiership is back. Cup is gone. The final, we already know who's going to be playing in the Nedbank final. Back to the Premiership, and there's a lot of things going on this week, man. Um, First, we have the relegation battle that is happening now. It's going to be an interesting one. But at the very same time, this weekend, we're looking at the Amakosi, Abafana Butwana Kolo, and we're looking at versus Supersport. So, what is exciting about this game this very weekend is the fact that now it's all to play for. All to play for that calf spot. If there's any chance at all for Kaizer Chiefs to be able to see if they can make it to CAF football next season. But before we go any further, this is your boy Walton Disky Chats. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also to click the notification bell to get your weekly updates whenever we drop a new episode. So today or on this episode, what I want to be able to cover for you guys, like I said, it's just a preview in regards to the match that's going to be happening this weekend. And just to be able to see first, what I want to start with is we have to look at what's been going on. So why is it such a frenzy? Why is it such a big thing to look at for the match ahead? So now Interfinances bag a bit that gives you a bit of insight and the know-how in how these two teams are going to be shaping up. It's also looking at the lineups. Now I'll start with the side of the Kaizer Chiefs. For me, the one thing that I am not exactly sure about is the fact of is are we going to use the same lineup that we used in the previous match was against Orlando Pirates? Because I'm asking that, or I'm saying this because the one thing that we have to understand is the fact that the lineup for Kaizer Chiefs has been chopping and changing for too long. It's been very inconsistent because we have a few injuries. We know that Keegan Dolly is out for the rest of the season. We've tried Happy Mashian on the left. Hasn't really kicked off. And don't forget, this match is an important match for us because it's make or break. But for me, the issue here is we are now doing maths now. We have to calculate who's going to be going through because even if we win this match, even Kaizer Chiefs wins this match, it doesn't guarantee them a spot in CAF because they still need to hope that Supersport drops points against Stellenbosch, which for me is highly unlikely because of the fact that that match as well is going to be an important matchup. But because of the goal difference, basically that's why I actually raised this point. But let's look at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment. How the lineup? What is my predictions? What you can expect to see in this match? It's a very crucial match. It's another final for me, if you had to ask me. Now in goals, we're going to be looking at Peterson for me. He's been doing good, better than Ukune. Even though I love my boy, I would have given him a chance because of the experience. But Peterson as well has been doing good in that field. But the thing is, my thing is, look, Peterson as well has been conceding. But anyways, he's been consistent. The defense looks a bit better when we have him as opposed to Ukune because Kune, I don't know, man. He hasn't been the same. And Peterson has an edge over him. So I would tip Peterson to go ahead of Ukune. Dave is back, gives us a good shape, sorry, in the left central back. We have Ongezana. He has actually been consistent this season. Obviously, an experienced right back, a seasoned right back, Kufrosla. And we have Chanti. So as you can see, there's a mix of experience and a bit of youth there in the defense. And you find that's the one place we've been consistent when you have to think about the kind of players, the right kind of players that can give us um, that kind of protection, and in a sense that we can't concede any goals. Midfield, Stebe for me has been having an exceptional season. In the last half, he has actually been filling the role. Yagaplom. Marit as well as an 8. Still give him. So we have two. Like that. The two DMs. We have Marit and Stebe interchangeably. So we would have the front three in front of them. Dupree for me, Duduzi Shabalala, and on the side, I look. Late's very tricky. I'll say this because the last time against Pirates, now all of a sudden he was defender, not really defending, but he was used as a wing back, Solomons. But I'm thinking there it was because of the tactical shape that we wanted to guard against Usading because he's a pacey winger. So that for me was a good, tactically, there was a good pickup. So I don't think Solomon's this time around, we're going to push him up front. So for me, I would think we would have now this combination of having to have a 4-3-3 sort of, where you have Zwane, Samkelo, we have Umart, we have Stebe. Stebe being more of the pivot. Then you have Saile, Dupree, no Shabalala in front. For me, that front three is what can actually make the difference. So right there and then, I think that's the kind of setup that we could be looking into possibly. And that's the one thing I think that's the kind of team you could look into unless there's changes in front where Sahile hasn't been really looking as sharp. So we'll see if Zwane is able to. But for me, in my opinion, when it comes to that lineup, I would start with Caleb, then put in Sahile as a sub. I'm saying this because that Sahile as a first, he still gives us I would use him as an impact player where he can come in second half, give us that impetus if the front three doesn't happen to give us so. In the first half, because if you've seen in the first round of matches, when we played against Supersport actually, um, Caleb actually scored 2 goals with a penalty as well against the Supersport. And look, we contained them to some extent. So I would feel that that's the one thing that we can expect to have. I don't know if there's any changes. Leave a comment in the comment section if you guys have a different lineup, you have a difference of opinion, but that's my lineup. That's what I think you can expect in the game in terms of the approach, because obviously it's an attacking approach, but having to have a good defense with Ustebe also protecting that defense and making sure that at least we don't leak, we don't concede any goals, but also we have enough numbers going up front. Now, which key players I would say that we can expect to look out for would be, let's start with Supersport this time. From Supersport, look, remember there's the golden boot. Not too sure if Hobla is there, I would guard against him. I would be very, very careful about Hobla. Bradley Hobla is chasing the golden, it's a golden boot, man. The PSL's goal scorer. So he's 1 goal behind Peter Shalulile. So for me, I feel that that's the one person that we have to look out for in regards to him being a key player. Unjov, Masego. Those are the 3 players that I would really, really plan around. I hope Zwane, Umangente has a plan to contain those players. If those players click, if in those days, on that particular day, they click for a Supersport, we're in trouble. In terms of their taking shape up, remember, Gavin Hunter has made it clear that Supersport themselves, they want to play CAF football next season. So it's all to play for. So there and there, it's up to Chiefs it is up to them really to be fair. Look, we've talked a lot about the expectations and all these things. It's up to them. Then in the last two games, it's clearly up to them if they win it or not. It's clearly up to them if they want to play CAF football next season. Because looking at how the season has come and gone, we can only look at the reinforcements next season. So for this match, it's a very interesting match to go into because it's all to play for. There's going to be a lot of emotions. Expect a lot of emotions. Now, let's look at the approach. For me, when it comes to the kind of game that we are looking at, my prediction, I would give it a 2-1, 2-0 to Kaizer Chiefs. I'm saying this because if you can actually check, for me, Supersport defensively is solid. Defensively, they are solid. But moving forward, Gavin Hunt is only one player. I feel he can only come from the wing, right? And coming inside, I don't think they have enough ball players to be able to have combination plays, trying to, exploit those channels. And for us, we have shown that we have the quality is there. It's not really enough, but it's there to show that they can actually have a few combinations, individual plans here and there. Try to play in those pockets. Try to unlock a few things. The only problem I have when you look at Kaizer Chiefs setup, it's not enough. They play in patches. They 5-10 minutes, we combine. We play it back or we rely on the wing. The wing must only be an option if defensively you have tried to unlock the channels or the pockets inside those splitting passes, trying to combine 1-2s in the middle, and you still can't. You have to knock on the door. You have to take shots. You have to have those try, man. I think that's the one thing that we've been lacking. And when you create chances, take them. Let's just take the chances. If Kaizer Chiefs can take the chances on that game, I feel that they can actually get a result out of that game. But the only thing that you have to look for is transition. Trust me, Gavin Hunt, I could put my money on that. He's going to play transition football. And the one thing that you have to expect is that he's going to use Hobler for crosses, for wing play. He's going to be playing a lot of long balls. And that's the only way I feel Supersport is going to come in through. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they can't come inside. Like I said, Unjo Masego individually can take players on. And Ungezana, the one thing, he's good with one-on-ones. But not every time can you be able to unlock, or maybe the two matches. He wouldn't be able to win all of them because Umasego we've seen in other matches that kid is trouble. That kid, you have to have a plan. Either man mark him, be physical, shake his game. That's one of the things I can expect to happen in that game. But it's quite an interesting fixture to focus on. And those are the key players I have. On our side of Kaizer Chiefs, I think Dupree has been good for us. He's been on form. He's the only player that we can agree on that he's been the standout player there. So Dupree can give us something if he takes his chances well. The only problem I have with Dupree is he just has pace. But we have seen that he's been working on it. He has improved because he gets to those when they try to unlock the defense, he does get to those places where they unlock the defense, where he gets behind the defense. Problem is, when he relaxes decision making, he needs to be able to relax a bit more when he gets to those places alone, because he does have that pace. He does have that pace, but in order for him to relax first, if he can relax, look up, give it to a man, pass the net sometimes, or decide if you're going to pass. If you're going to shoot. At least let the goalkeeper save. So we can only expect that psychologically the guys have forgotten about the previous game. Psychologically, Kaizer Chiefs is ready to show that at the very least the quality they have is enough to even challenge for the CAF spot. So for me, that's the kind of setup that you can expect this weekend. But like I said, we can only see on the day in terms of what might happen. So that's the setup I have for my side. And the only special shout out I'd like to make is Marimo Gallants was actually playing yesterday. He was playing in the CAF, the semi-finals. They actually conceded, or they lost the first tie, 2-0. Under 21s, or sorry, under 17. Shout out to them. They actually qualified for the quarterfinals, AFCON, Amachimbos, but they actually lost 3-0 to Senegal. So they're out of the tournament. They've tried, guys. It's something to be happy about, especially with the results when it comes to the national team. Those are the only two shout outs I have. But for my side, that's the only thing I have for you guys. Let's just wait for the fixture. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video to your friends, share the video. Don't forget to click the subscription or the notification bell for more of these kind of videos to be notified in time. Check you next week. Shop, shop.